Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a get ready with me full face tutorial trying out a bunch of new makeup at Sephora. You guys know how much I love doing these videos. I love trying out new makeup. Sometimes things go far left and then sometimes it happens like today where I find so many amazing products. Today's video is in collaboration with Sephora. They are sponsoring this video, so a huge thank you to them. I have so much here to try out. I have new blushes, I have new eyeshadow, I have new foundation, I have new powder, highlighter, and concealer. There's so many things that I can't wait to show you guys. So if you want to see how I created this look and how I feel about the products that I used, just keep watching. As you can see, I already have my brows done and my eyes primed. Anastasia Beverly Hills eye primer on my eyes and to carve out the bottoms of my brows. And these are the only two products that I have in my brows, which is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in taupe. And then I always use this is my favorite brow gel of all time, the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Gel. So that is everything that I have on my face. Now I'm going to try out a new product from TATCHA. I love TATCHA skincare, so I was really excited to see this come out. And so as soon as it hit Sephora, I purchased it. It's called the TATCHA Serum Stick. It's a treatment and touch-up balm for eyes and face. So you can put this around your eyes and on the face. I'm getting a little dry right around my mouth, and I've already done all of my skincare, but I want to add just like a little oomph right there of extra hydration. So I'm going to take this stick. I've never used it before. This is my very first time. I'm going to open it up. Okay. It's so much bigger than what I thought. I don't know why, but I thought it was just going to be skinnier. But this is what it looks like. I feel the texture. Ooh, that's nice. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take this right around my mouth and kind of pat it in. Oh, that's really nice. I can tend to get like kind of crepey right around my mouth and my upper lip. Let's see how this does. I'm going to be putting my Milk Makeup Blur Stick on this side of my face, which is something that I use every single day. But I have two new ones to try out today. The hydrating primer and the other is a blurring primer. So I kind of want to do what I normally do on this side and then do something else on this side so I have something to compare it to. Both primers that I'm going to try out are from MERCIER. The first one is the hydrating one, so I want to put this on first. I do have a combination skin type, so I get oily in the T-zone and then I can be dry, normal, whatever the rest of my face feels like doing. Depends on the season, you know, everything. Right now, again, I'm a little bit dry around my mouth. I'm normal to dry on my cheek area and still oily on my pores. So I'm going to take this Pure Canvas Primer, the hydrating one, and I'm going to use this on the outskirts of my face. I don't really want to get it on my pores. I got to get this little tap off. I would say this is kind of like a watery gel-like consistency, very light. And you'll see me get red. That's just because I have sensitive skin. It'll calm right back down. I'm going to give this a second to kind of settle on my skin. I don't like to do primers like this and then immediately go in with something else. I like to give it just a little bit of time to kind of set up. But my skin, I can tell the difference on this side versus this side. This side definitely looks more hydrated. For my pores, I'm going to go in with the blurring one. And this is silicone free. All right, I'm applying this. This almost just kind of looks like a moisturizer. Let's see how it does. The feel of this is definitely different than anything I've ever used before that I can remember, at least, that has any kind of blurring effect. It's interesting. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and move on. I feel like everything is sinking around my mouth how I needed it to. I'm all set up and I am ready for foundation. And I'm not going to try a new foundation. Well, it's a new foundation, but it's not new to me. I've been using this quite a bit. It's new from Estee Lauder, the Futurist Hydra Rescue Moisturizing Makeup with a broad spectrum of SPF 45. I've done a full review on this, wear test and everything. I can update you guys now and let you know I really have been enjoying this. So I'm going to use it today because I know what this looks like with different primers now. I really like this with my TATCHA Silk Canvas. I like it alone. I've really been enjoying this. And the SPF in it has not broken me out, which is incredible because that never happens. Anyway, I'm going to go in with my Beauty Blender and apply this. I'm just going to tap it over. I'm also going to be using a new powder today. So with a combination of having a new primer and then a new powder, I don't want to go in with a foundation that's new. I just purchased the Bite, I think yeah, Bite Beauty from Sephora. And I'm going to do a review on that, but I'm just going to do it separate. I thought about putting it in this video, but I was like, maybe too many new things. So I will do a full foundation review just on that foundation alone. And that way we don't have too many variables going on. Another hot new item from Sephora. This is the Hourglass Vanish Airbrush Concealer. And I have an actual opinion on this as well. This is not my first impression. I wanted to test it out pretty thoroughly before doing this video, and I have. So this is the shade Sepia. I'm just going to apply this under the eyes and then blending it out with my beauty blender. As you can see, this gives great coverage. It's really smooth, and you don't have to set this, but I have to set it. So I'm taking my Huda Beauty Powder and Pound Cake, and I am just starting on my pores. Again, that is my trouble area. So I like to set them and really bake that area, and then bringing the excess upward. I'm almost out of this one. But it's okay because I just placed a huge, I think I just placed 3 Sephora orders actually, because instead of realizing that I was running out of things all at once, it was my cleanser, and then it was I need to order another one of my brow products, the 24-hour brow setter, because I'm almost out of that. I picked up my TATCHA cleansers, all this stuff. I just like run out of everything all at one time. But it was cool though, because I caught, I love it when this happens. I'm not really good about watching for the rewards bazaar, but Kelsey had my back. She had my back. She's like, Mel, get on right now. They had the $100 rewards, and I had a bunch of points accumulated. That's what I do. I always save my points to get the $100 rewards. I love them. I got 2 of them, and then I was able to repurchase a bunch of my skincare. I love that. This is my favorite thing ever. If you're not signed up for the Insider program, you should be, because it's a free thing to sign up for. And then there's different statuses. Once you reach Rouge, like myself, you have a bunch of different perks, and you're also getting more points per dollar. So they add up quickly. I'm just baking my nose. I'm gonna get this powder off of my shirt. But as I was saying, there's different tiers. So if you just sign up for the Beauty Insider program, that is free, and you'll get 1 point per dollar with the Beauty Insider program. And then once you have spent $350, you get 1.25 points per dollar. And then if you get Rouge like myself, because I like makeup, you get 1.5 points per dollar. So you end up racking up the points a lot quicker. And like I said, I love saving mine for, those random $100 rewards bazaar things. But they have, skincare, all different things that you can get for 100 points or this or that. But yeah, I hoard my points. To set the rest of my face, I'm going to go in with the new Urban Decay Stay Naked The Fix up to 16-hour wear powder foundation with charcoal infused sponge. Hold on, let me open this up. I have a brush ready, but let's see. So here is the packaging. This is the powder. What color did I get? I got 40 NN, which is the same shade that I wear in their concealer. And then the sponge. Okay. So this is what the sponge looks like. I would use this if I was going to use this as a powder foundation. I'm going to use it today to set and add a little bit more coverage to my makeup. I'm using my La Mer powder brush, so I don't pick up too much. Oh, I think I got the perfect color. And I'm just pressing this into the skin. Pressing is going to give you more coverage, and on top of that, it'll look a little smoother. And you don't want to end up, if you're going back and forth and buffing too much before your makeup has set, then you can kind of move around what's underneath, and that's not what I'm trying to have happen. I'm just going to knock off the excess powder. This is just my Anastasia Beverly Hills A23. Then I'm going to bake again and zoom you guys in. I'm baking just because in case there's any fallout. And I'm going to do my eyes. This I 100% blame on Wayne Goss. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Easy Eye Palette in the shade Darling. Yeah, see, I wasn't going to get this. And then I saw him swatching it all over his face. And then I saw it on Sephora's website. And then I realized I have a gift card from Christmas. And basically, I mean, it makes it free. Obviously, it's not free, but it's free to me if it's a gift card. This is the Darling palette. This is what it looks like. And now I'm going to zoom you guys in. Tom Ford, number 13, and the third shade. Starting on the outer V. That is a lot of pigmentation. I'm going to tap this over the lid about halfway. I'm going to start working it into the crease. This is very, very pigmented. Blowing it out. It's blending out like a dream. Using the same brush, I'm going to grab the very last shade in the palette, tapping this on the outer corner, bring it into the crease, lightly buffing it upward, not as high as the last shade. Tom Ford number 11 and the second shade. I am going to apply this to the lid. Bring it up to the crease, but I don't pass it, and then I kind of tap over the edge of that dark shade. Tom Ford number 12, the first shade. I am going to highlight my brow arch with this. Artiste Linear 1 and second to the last shade. I am going to apply this to my lower lash line. Right after I get this applied, I'm going to go add on Milk Boss Liner and then some lashes. After applying Milk Boss Liner to the top and lower lash line, these are the lashes that I put on. Eleganza from Anastasia Beverly Hills. The next product is probably not going to be new to most of you, but it's new to me. It's one of those things that I kept saying I wanted to try out, but I never added it to cart type of situation, and it's from BECCA. This is the Sunlit Bronzer in Bali Sands. I have heard nothing but rave reviews about this, and I can't tell you how many times I have added it to cart and then taken it out and added it to cart and taken it out, but I finally gave in. I am going to try this bronzer out, and like I said, I know a lot of you probably already know about this product, but I gotta trust it. I just have to test it. So I'm gonna take my Tom Ford number 5 and Bali Sands. I haven't even swatched this, but this looks beautiful. The color looks like it's gonna be good. So nice to be able to use a brush like this. I don't love to use bigger brushes when my hair is platinum because I get the bronzer way back in my hair. But now I can use my huge brushes again, which is really nice. Yeah, this is a good color. I can see it right now. I'm gonna have one of these amazing makeup days and nowhere to go. For blush, I'm gonna go in with one of the 2 new ones I got from NARS. NARS has released several new colors. I'm waiting on one to come back into stock. I've got it like notification set up with Sephora so that I can get it. It's the shade Illicit. But they have released several new shades, and because of how much I love this palette, this is the Overlust palette. You guys have heard me talk about it and talk about it and talk about it, and I use it all the time. I knew I wanted to get my hands on some new shades. The 2 that I picked up, because I don't have Illicit yet, I'm just waiting for that email. The 2 that I was able to grab are the shade Behave. This is probably the one that I'm going to use today. Let me get the little thing out. This beauty right here. And then the other shade I got is Tempted. Now I don't know which one maybe a mixture of both. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna start off with this one. This is Behave, Tom Ford number 2. I have the larger brush from Tom Ford, and I can't seem to find it, so I settled on this one today. This is beautiful. NARS is coming through. I love their Afterglow, their eyeshadow palette as well. Yes. Okay. I almost don't even want to mess with this because I like the way this blush looks so much. Let me do a little swatch. Okay, this one has a bit of a sheen to it, so I'm going to take it, and this is the shade Tempted. I'm going to go further back. Place it. Now for highlight, I have a new one from AETHER Beauty, and this is called the SUPERNOVA Crushed Diamond Highlighter. The box is really nifty. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it actually has, it's like raised up and dimensional. It's really neat. And then there's a little closure right here. But the shade I have is Pink Diamond Dust. Ooh, she's sparkly. I'm going to take my Anastasia A23. It says Pink Diamond Dust, but it looks pretty gold, or kind of maybe like peachy. Oh, I can see the pink now. I can see it. I'm going to buff this into my skin. I don't feel that that adhered as well as I wanted it to my skin. So what I'm going to do is take my beauty blender. I kind of wiped off the excess powder. I'm going to take this side of it and my TATCHA Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. I'm going to spray this side of it. I'm going to squeeze it. I'm going to tap right on my tops of my cheekbones. And then I'm going to try again. There you go. You can see it way more when it has probably a little bit more moisture to grab a hold of. I'm going to go back in with that Urban Decay powder. Normally I would use a loose, more radiant type of powder to buff with, but because this highlight is a little bit more like glittery, I want to go back in with this powder, but I'm going to do it very lightly. I'm going to take my SERUM face brush, one of the best brushes you could ever, I love this thing. I'm going to pick up a little bit, dot it around, and then just kind of buff this into the skin. I'm not using a heavy hand. Very lightly doing this. There we go. I feel like that smoothed everything out. To finish off the look, I'm going to go in with the DIOR Lip Glow Oil. This is the second shade I have gotten from them, and this is the color Rosewood number 12. That completes the look. Now let me go through each of the products and tell you guys what I think about them. Starting off with the serum stick from TATCHA. I have to tell you, I can already see a difference. I know that this is the first time I have put it on, but I have seen dryness right around my mouth for the last couple days that have been driving me absolutely bonkers. And it gets kind of crepey. I don't see that. And the fact that I'm wearing a powder foundation on top of foundation, usually that would really emphasize that right around my mouth, and it's not doing it. So I have high hopes for this. I love TATCHA's products in general. They really work for my skin. So this is going to be something that I am just excited to try underneath my eyes. I want to keep trying it around my mouth, and any spot that I have that just needs a little extra zhuzh. And this is probably how I'm going to keep applying it. It's right before, like after all my skincare has settled into my skin, but before I put on makeup, maybe like 5 minutes, let it sink into the skin as well. This, so far, very first impression, really nice. And I have the 2 Laura Mercier primers. By the way, they come in the full size. I just grabbed minis just to see if I liked them or not. The first one, the hydrating one, I can tell you, looking at my skin, I don't know if you guys will be able to tell on camera, but looking in the mirror, this side looks slightly, a little bit more hydrated and smoother, just in my opinion. I don't know if you guys can tell the difference, but I see that this side looks just a little bit smoother and more hydrated. And then really shockingly, I did not expect this because the blurring primer is such a different type of texture. My pores look the same on each side. I don't know what's going on with this. Look at, okay, so it's not, you would expect it to feel kind of silicone-y even without the silicone, and it doesn't. So it's smooth. I don't think it really necessarily fills in pores, but everything looks so smooth. So I'm not sure how they did this magic. I'll have to let you guys know, like in a pinned comment or something down below, how this ended up wearing throughout the day. I basically have already told you guys that I really like this foundation, so I'm not going to go too much in depth with it. I just really like this foundation. Again, it's the Estee Lauder Futurist Hydra Rescue. It's been so lovely with these cold months. I'm telling you, I need just about anything hydrating. I need it right now. All right, what did I use next? The Vanish Concealer from Hourglass. I was a little skeptical, mainly because I love the stick foundation, but the liquid foundation didn't get along with my skin so well. On Kelsey, it looks amazing. It's not fair, but I digress. This, when I put it on my hand, again, the shade that I got is Sepia. So far, the only thing that I would change is that I wish it was just a little bit more neutral because I feel like it is still a little bit yellow, but the color still works for me. This goes on, and if you don't have a moisturizer or anything on, it pretty much goes to a matte finish, but it's very smooth, like very, very smooth. And it's not thick, but it's not thin either. I feel like a lot of times when something is too thin, it kind of makes everything shrink up and shrivel up underneath my eyes, and it's not cute. This does not do that. It's very smooth. I personally always set underneath my eyes, but I don't think you would have to with this one. I've tried this out with different foundations. I've tried it out with different powders, and I have used it with my BECCA Anti-Fatigue Under Eye Primer, which is something I use every single day. I don't have it on today because I wanted you guys to see. And I'm also not using my Magic Away corrector from Charlotte Tilbury. This has the perfect amount of coverage. It's medium to full straight out the gate. So you don't have to sit here and build too much. I feel like I got just a little bit higher than medium, but if I wanted to, all I would have to do is add just a little bit more and it would be absolutely full coverage. So far, so good with this concealer, and even throughout the day, I don't end up dry and crepey underneath my eyes. I am really happy with this thus far. The Urban Decay Powder Foundation. What is it actually called? The Stay Naked The Fix. This, obviously, you can use it as a powder foundation. If you use like one of those primers that I use today, especially the hydrating one is the one I would suggest, take this and press it in. You're going to get full coverage. You can really blend it into the skin and get a medium coverage to light, just depending on like the brush and how you apply it. But putting it on top of a medium coverage foundation, I think this looks really nice. And a lot of the times with powder foundations, I can look dry. And I know I'm sitting here trying to think, is it because of the primers that I have? Is it because of the TATCHA thing? I do think that the primers and the TATCHA helps. But the fact that I was able to also put this on as my buffing powder, and you know, this area of my face, I don't have anything extra, and I don't feel dry, I don't look cakey or anything like that. This is really nice. I'll be interested to see what this looks like all by itself. And again, the shade I have in this is 40NN. Apparently, I should have jumped on the Bali Sands train when it was loading because I feel left out now. This is so pretty. I already can tell you right now, I can already tell you this is going to be one of my favorite bronzers. I've always heard rave things about this. I don't know what took me so long, but I'm glad that I finally have it because it blended out like a dream. It is the perfect color. I consider myself to be a light medium when it comes to range, and yes, I love the tone of this. It's not too warm, and again, not too cool. It's just is beautiful. The two blushes from NARS definitely did not disappoint. I have a favorite. I do have a favorite. Behave. Just, it's so pretty. I love that this is a neutral pink. It is not really bright, and it's not coral or peachy or anything like that either. This is stunning, and I really love the texture of it. It's just, oh, it's so smooth. And then this one has a sheen. What is it called again? Tempted. There you can see right there. This one's definitely a little bit more peachy, and you can see the sheen. It's not something that's going to add a bunch of texture to your face. I think they did a great job with the formula. I cannot wait to get my hands on Illicit. Unfortunately, with the highlight, I'm more in love with the packaging than I am the actual product. I feel like this is kind of a bummer. I like the color of it, and when I touch it, it feels creamy. Look, it's really pretty, but I feel like I don't know, it has quite a bit of glitter in it. It got all over my shirt. I can definitely make this work. Obviously, you saw whenever I used my Tatcha mist and kind of applied it that way, it got more intense. But I'm not a big fan of the amount of glitter that's in it. I don't mind glitter and highlights when they really kind of adhere to the skin and make it look glass-like. This one, I feel like the glitter kind of falls everywhere, so it doesn't buff into the skin as nicely as I would want it to. So this for me isn't bad. It's just something that I would kind of pass on. I gotta say, I'm glad I got the palette. I tried so hard not to, but Wayne's forehead swatches, they will get me every time. And then he was just raving about it, and then I fall into this trap. And it's okay though, because this is beautiful and it is so pigmented. I'm really impressed with the direction that Charlotte Tilbury is going. I love these colors. I love peachy tones. I try not to buy too many palettes that have the same thing, but it's just like, sometimes the Wayne Goss gets to you, and I'm not mad at it. Definitely love this thing. The Anastasia Beverly Hills lashes. The ones that I have on are in Eleganza. I have tried other ones from the lineup. There's several different ones. These are my favorites so far, mainly because, A, I really like the shape of them. I think they're just beautiful, but the band, the actual lash band is like the fish line. Instead of it being really thick, it has that fish line type of band. And I get along better with that because it's just easier for me to get that type of band right up against my lashes. I struggle so hard with the thicker bands. I can't get them on. So if you're like me, then definitely go with this style. I think it's the only one that has the fish line like that. I'm not positive, but I think it's the only one. These are my favorites so far that I have tried out. Lastly, the Dior Lip Glow Oil. This one is my favorite out of the two that I have. So I have the pink one, and then this is the newest one that I've grabbed. I like this one because it has just a little bit more pigment to it. So you can wear it alone, and it's going to give you a beautiful, just kind of pouty, very moisturized lip. Or you can pair it with your favorite liner, however you want to do it. But I really enjoy these. I have said though that if you are interested in this but you don't want to spend that much, the Clarins lip oil is just as good. I think they are, I mean, it's basically the same packaging and the applicator. And Sephora carries the Clarins version as well. So if you're interested in it but you want to spend just a little bit less, the Clarins one is amazing, but I really do enjoy this as well. All right, you guys, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this look. Let me know down below what your favorite products were. And again, thank you to Sephora for sponsoring this video, and thank you to all who are watching. I love you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.